talking about the tales that never tire. Ghosts and ghouls up in the trees, whispering secrets on the breeze. Down in the holler where shadows hide, lights flicker where the spirits glide. They swear they saw Jim, now gone, walking around with his boots still on. Unseen things in the Appalachian night, haunted fields where the moon don't lie. Cryptids howl and the stories flow. Jenn and Coco, they surely know.
Hello!
Hi.
Hi.
We're a few minutes late.
We are. We always have technical difficulties.
I don't know what's wrong. We were up here.
It's okay.
Apparently, I was connected to the Bluetooth speaker upstairs. And my boyfriend messaged me and is like, disconnect from the speaker. So.
It's all good. We're here now.
Yes.
Hi.
Hello. How's it going?
Fantastic over here.
So,
Yeah, there we
comments.
go.
Yeah. So what's today's podcast episode?
Today, you guys, we're talking about Pittsburgh ghosts.
Yeah. We live in Pittsburgh.
We do live in Pittsburgh.
The Paris of Appalachia. We are
and we'll be going to Paris.
That will be in the summertime. But yes. But yeah, so Pittsburgh is the Paris of Appalachia. It is actually the largest city in the Appalachian region.
Oh, I didn't
so
know that.
They're fancy.
You know so much about Appalachia.
I do.
You are a wealth of Appalachian knowledge. I'm so lucky to have you as my best friend. But yeah, we're going to talk about Pittsburgh spookies. And I got a whole list of them. I didn't know that there was so many ghosts and like so many haunted places.
Yeah,
I mean Pittsburgh.
There's a lot of I mean any big city. I mean, actually anywhere is. I swear, everywhere's haunted.
Everywhere,
honestly, I think
haunted.
everywhere's haunted. But like, yeah, any big city, you're gonna have a lot of crime, and a lot of bad things happen, which is going to make lots of ghosts.
Lots of ghosts.
If you believe in that sort of thing, I do.
I do. Obviously, we believe in ghosts. We are ghost hunters.
We're ghost girls.
We're ghosty girls.
So we were filming TikToks.
We were.
One was for, do you want to tell everybody what you were?
So I just posted on our Instagram, Appalachian Ghost Girls, and both of our Instagrams, because on an upcoming podcast, we want to tell your ghost stories. So I made a reel about, sending in their ghost stories, whether it's something that happened to them, something that happened to them in Appalachia, or just some lore. Yeah, we want to hear it all. That includes you guys watching. If you have any tales to tell us, make sure you leave a comment anywhere, like now on our StreamYard, on our Facebook, Instagram. Get a hold of us and let us know your.
And we might tell your spooky story during one of our podcast episodes.
Yeah, we'll highlight as many as we can in half hour? What do we do? Half hour.
And then tonight we're only on here till about 7:30 because we're on another podcast tonight.
Yeah.
With our friend Holly. So
I'm excited for that.
Yeah. Another thing we were filming was about promoting the Gettysburg Battlefield Bash. It's this July. We're actually going to be walking around during the event doing social media stuff because we're obnoxious. And we're actually going to be doing a panel for women in the paranormal on Friday evening. So if you're there, you definitely want to check that out. Always a fun event. It is goes towards the PA Wounded Warriors, H4H Foundation, and Dana's Pink Wishes. So it goes to two amazing causes.
Yeah.
It's a fun event. There's lots of paranormal celebrities, just different people that have been on, horror movies, horror TV shows,
Mhm.
tons of vendors.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome.
A good time, plus us.
Yeah,
Right there should have like.
your ghosty girls will be there.
Yeah. So definitely go there. Get a tattoo. That's what I plan.
Oh yeah,
So
I'm gonna get a Bigfoot tattoo.
you should. A big, just the
Because
word big.
The word big on my foot because I have big feet. Get it? Big foot.
She does have some big ass feet.
I'm gonna
She's
start
like
an OnlyFans.
She's like 5'10" though, right? 5'10".
Yes, I'm
Yeah.
5'10", 200 pounds, size 11. I'm a beast of a woman.
All right, so
Let's get into it.
yeah, let's get into it.
We're getting into some, Pittsburgh. I got a whole list,
Yeah.
but I don't think we're gonna get through all of them because we only got about 20 minutes
Okay.
left.
And I want to know, like, she looked up the list tonight. I didn't really look.
I
it
was
up.
the researcher on this,
But
podcast.
I do know some. So whenever you're talking about something, if it's something that I know, then I will add my input. But yeah, let's start. Where are we going to go first?
Where should we start? Should we just start with Green Man's Tunnel?
Yes, our friend Mike
Yeah.
has been asking about Green Man's Tunnel.
He's an avid listener. He's here, always
Every
watch
time.
every podcast, and he has requested that we do Green Man's Tunnel on this episode. So
It's funny because there's like this Green Man's Tunnel. I've heard that the story in different towns though, in different cities, but this one in particular is in South Park, PA.
yeah,
And what is his name? Something.
it's Raymond Robinson.
Yeah, No Face. Was it Johnny No Face?
Yes.
Okay.
Or
Is it
we're
Johnny?
terrible at this.
I know. I know.
we do a little bit
Something
of research.
No Face.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, didn't he have like some kind of,
Because
he got injured or something?
he
Or deformity?
He was electrocuted. So
Yeah.
he got struck by lightning, and that's why he it's said that he had like a greenish tinge to his skin because of that. And
So I think people were like, so I've heard from people that he was actually a very nice man. And I think just because of his look that, people are cruel and they, made up these stories about him. But they say that, he haunts Green Man's Tunnel.
Mhm.
And that's in South Park. It's a place you can visit.
I haven't been through there in so long. We should go out.
Yeah, it's
one
been
day.
a while.
Yeah.
Well, there's also Corvette Tunnel in South Park too, which is supposed to be haunted. I don't know what it's haunted by, but
I don't
haunted by
know either. But yeah, so the Green Man, that legend has been around since I was a kid.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
probably over 40
Charlie
years.
No Face. Thank you, Mike.
It was Charlie?
Yeah.
We were way off.
I said Johnny.
Thanks, Mike.
So yeah, do you want to read a little facts about him?
Yeah. Oh, right here. Charlie No Face, the Green Man, is said to have been an electrical worker. Oh, okay. Who was in an accident that melted his face and killed him.
God.
His ghost has subsequently been near the site of the accident, which is thought to have occurred in one of Pennsylvania's abandoned railroad tunnels. The most popular candidate location for viewing the spirit is at the tunnel in South Park. His shimmering green form has said to have been seen late at night stalking the tunnel. So he was electrocuted, I thought he was like electrocuted by like lightning.
No,
But I guess
his
it's
face
like-
was melted off.
Yeah, he was like working, electrocuted.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's
Oh my
crazy.
gosh.
But then, like I said, I've heard stories that he was a nice man. Like, so the stories that I've heard, he didn't die immediately.
yeah.
You know.
So no, this says Robinson was tragically disfigured while climbing some power lines as a boy, which left him with no eyes or nose. As he grew older, he took to taking midnight strolls to keep in shape and keep out of the view of more cruel townsfolk. Unfortunately, this nocturnal wandering only served to add to the urban legend that was already growing around him. Eventually, Robinson gained a small amount of notoriety, and people would bring him cigarettes and beers on his walk, a legend in his own time. Despite Robinson's death, the legend of the Green Man's ghost still haunts the rail tunnel in South Park, where the city generally keeps its road salt. This tunnel also shares the legend of another man, one who killed his family in its depths with a hatchet. Ghosts and murders aside, the Green Man's tunnel is not for the faint of heart. So
Yeah.
we're gonna have to make a little trip out there,
Yeah,
and
that's
because
rough.
I remember like as a kid, you're supposed to like beep or something
Yeah.
before you go through
That's
the
like
tunnel.
every tunnel, I swear. When
I don't know, or you're not supposed to beep in the tunnel, or
Maybe.
you're supposed to like.
You're not supposed to stop in there. Or you're supposed
You're
to
not
stop in there and
supposed to
turn your
stop.
lights off.
Oh, okay.
Like
I don't know. There's
there's
so many
always-
like variations
I know.
of things.
Now there is one
yeah.
place that I've been a few times whenever I was with Bump of the Night Society, and that's over in McKeesport, PA. That's Dead Man's Hollow, which is a really cool place to go. There's still like ruins there. There was like, I think it was a ceramics factory or something, because there's still like a lot of terracotta.
Interesting.
But there was I believe it was like there's a murder or something that happened there. I think there might have been even like another murder that had to do with something racist. But then there's also supposed to be some kind of like snake monster that's down by the bank, because if you keep walking through the tunnel, you get to the water, and they said like there's some kind of like serpent of some sort. So I mean, a lot of people
going serpent hunting.
Yeah, but it's McKeesport, so you gotta like keep strapped.
We'll be strapped.
It's a little bit rough over there, but
we can go during the daytime.
it's about a mile. It's about a mile back into, like, you go on down the trail.
Yeah.
There's some ruins. Yeah, people go camping there, have fires. A lot of the ruins that I've been to are like some of the old mine, places, sites where there was a fire or whatever. They're like, there's always people, like, obviously kids are partying. I mean, if I was a teen, I probably would have partied there too.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm
so
partying there as a 42-year-old woman.
I actually, like, whenever we do, like, because I've been telling her, like, we need to organize, like, a local investigation for people from Pittsburgh that want to, like, hunt with us. And, like, that's one of the locations that I want to do.
Yeah.
Is Dead Man's Hollow. So be on the lookout for that.
Yeah.
Some point.
We should. Definitely.
We'll do it. Yeah. Whenever
definitely.
it's warmer out. I don't want to be out there in like fucking 30-degree weather.
No, I've been out there when it's cold.
No. We'll plan something maybe for like spring, summer.
So another location that is delicious is the Church Brew Works. Ghost Hunters were just there for an episode not too long ago.
Were they?
Yeah. Jason Hawes was there. I even have something about it right here. Some of the ghostly residents evidently weren't happy with it being converted into a house of pale ales instead of prayers. Because it used to be a church.
Yeah, literally a church.
Now it's a brewery. Like, there's giant, I don't know what those things are called, but the metal things that they make beer in.
Yeah, I don't remember.
So located in a 100-year-old Catholic church, Church Brew Works haunted stories include a woman in white, of course, which she left at the altar, unexplained sounds, and items moving by themselves. Travel Channel sent the Ghost Hunters there in 2022 for their Haunted Brewery episode. See the evidence for yourself. You can look it up through Travel Channel. I'm sure Jason Hawes has it somewhere on his channel. I don't know.
One place that I didn't know was haunted, the National Aviary.
I did know that.
Over on the north side. Yeah. I did not.
I did know that.
That makes me love it even more because, like, I am obsessed with birds. You know this.
Yeah.
And now I can go. It's like a haunted bird house.
There's been some people that were permitted to investigate there, and then sometimes if you talk to some of the workers that have been there, before people are there, they've had some things happen. But I believe it's soldiers, right? I think it's soldiers.
Yeah. So during the Civil War, the aviary is on old Western State Penitentiary grounds.
Yeah.
During the Civil War, hundreds, maybe not hundreds, I think it said like 100 soldiers were housed there for some sort of whatever. Many of them died. One offed himself, and that's who they tend to see most there haunting the place.
It's probably more of like a residual haunting, like where somebody's just marching or they're just walking, you know what I mean? Where rather than an intelligent one. You see that a lot in Gettysburg, a lot of that, soldiers crossing the path, like in a loop almost, then that's more of a residual haunting. So that's what I'm imagining the aviary would be.
That's pretty cool though.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
There is this big, beautiful mansion over in the east part of Pittsburgh called the Frick Mansion. That I have not been there. Oh my God, it's gorgeous. But you can't take like any pictures or videos inside. But a lot of the stuff is original, including like the wallpaper. Like they don't want you touching it. There's like if you have to sit, there's a chair in every room that you can sit in. Any other chairs, like you're not permitted to sit in them.
Oh wow.
And the house is called Clayton. The former family home of millionaire Henry Clay Frick is said to have the spirits of two women thought to be members of the Frick family wandering the halls. You can book a tour and investigate for yourself at the Preserved Mansion. You can't investigate ghost wise though. They're not going to allow that. There are a lot of these places don't want ghost hunters in there, just because a lot of ghost hunters, this is what I've found, a lot of ghost hunters we're not all like that, but some may not have respected the place. And so anytime, a lot of times, a lot of these historical places, Oliver Miller Homestead in South Park, I guarantee that's haunted.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's from the 1700s or something like that. And like but they're not interested.
Yeah.
They're like, I mean, there's old people that run it. And like we asked the one time and they were just like, no, not interested. Like they're not having it. So like, it's unfortunate, you know. But I think
awesome.
I think the best way would be like to become a volunteer at these places and then kind of prove yourself to people like, hey, I'm cool, like just let me in. Like that's kind of how we got in the Denny house. The Denny house only lets in, like there's only 2 teams that has investigated there in Waynesburg, and we're one of them.
Really?
And we've done it twice. Yeah, they don't allow.
I was there for one of them.
Yeah, they don't allow just like anybody to come there.
Oh.
So
that's pretty cool.
What else do you have to talk about? The Cathedral of Learning.
The Cathedral of Learning.
It's the early American room.
Yeah. Because
they have all these themed rooms. They're like from all these. I mean, if you're in Pittsburgh, try to get a tour at the. I love Denny's. Me too. Grand Slam. Grand Slam. Yeah, the Cathedral of Learning. Pancakes. I mean, it's like very like if you go to Pittsburgh, it's in Oakland. Part of Pitt University. It's a staple of Pittsburgh, and they have all these different rooms that were decorated for each country, and you can take a tour. It's beautiful during Christmas time, but the early American room is said to be haunted. It actually has a second floor up there too. I believe it's an old lady. I have something right here. The early American room at Pitt's Cathedral of Learning holds a special energy. Within a hidden staircase, like I said, there's upstairs, is a bedroom containing some of the belongings of Martha Jane Poe.
That's who we just talked about.
And who's their relative?
Edgar Allan Poe. So she is a relative. Well, she is the grandmother of a Pitt employee and also relative of Edgar Allan Poe.
That's awesome.
My love.
So staff in the cathedral have noticed odd noises, items moved without being touched, and dark shadows shifting around corners. The rooms are often open for viewing and occasional guided tours. And like I said, I would highly suggest getting a guided tour. With my last marriage, even though it didn't work out, we had an amazing photo shoot there. That
was
amazing
awesome.
Photos.
That was amazing.
You know, the place is beautiful. It's a great building. Even if you don't go to Pitt University, it's open for people to check out.
Yeah.
So, what do you have?
Oh, well, I got lots. It's just, what do I want to?
Well, you said the Allegheny Cemetery, which is also
so the Allegheny,
one of my favorites.
It is my favorite cemetery over in Lawrenceville on Butler Street. It's a huge cemetery. It's said to be haunted by Harry K. Thaw, who was the husband of Evelyn Nesbit.
Oh,
that's the story.
That story is wild.
That story. So, like, she was from Pittsburgh, Tarentum, back in 1809. When was she born? 1889, something like that.
Yeah,
late 1800s. And she had moved to New York, was a model, an actress, you know, doing big things. She had started dating this guy. What was his last name? White.
Yeah, I think it was White.
Terrible guy. You know, allegedly did some really nasty things to her. She later married Harry Thaw.
And she's young.
She was young. She was like 16, 17 in these marriages
gross.
With probably some 30, 40-year-old men.
The grooming her.
Harry K. Thaw was a son of a Pittsburgh millionaire. I forget what kind of.
Yeah, you said he was worth like $40
million back in the early 1900s. That's insane. He'd probably be a billionaire now. But yeah, so they were in like, what happened?
White was really dark.
What?
Do you get it? White, the color white.
Oh,
he's a jokester. Go ahead.
Sorry, I'm slow. So they were like in a love triangle because, you know, Harry was like, you know, she's my wife now, and the other dude was like still sending her gifts and trying to, whatever. He ended up shooting White in Madison Square Garden in front of lots and lots of people.
YOLO.
Yeah. He like didn't go to jail or anything, ended up going to like a hospital asylum for the criminally insane, whatever they called it back then, escaped, spent some like time in Canada or something, and like eventually went back to like the asylum to live out. So he is said to haunt Allegheny Cemetery. I think we should go looking for him one night.
Yeah. Sounds like a messed up guy.
I know. I know. He did lots of, without reading the entire story about him, lots of fucked up shit.
Yeah, a lot. Well, who is he? The one that did a lot of fucked up stuff to her? Because you were saying something
I think
about
they both did.
she was
The story I read, let me see if I can
poor
find
girl.
it again.
She was only like 16.
16,
That's
17.
Yeah, that's sick.
Well, it was alleged that the first guy, White, like drugged her and raped her.
Raped.
But you're not allowed to say rape
I don't
online
know. I don't know.
anymore. I don't know. I don't know what the rules of
I don't know either.
social media are.
So speaking of cemeteries,
Yes.
Calvary Cemetery.
Yes. Also a haunted
Yes.
one.
The ghosts of gangster brothers Edward and Jack Biddle
The Biddle brothers.
may be found on the grounds. Still angry that their lives were cut short after a famous Pittsburgh prison break. Convicted of several crimes, including robbery and murder, the Biddles were imprisoned and sentenced to hang. But the warden's wife, Kate Soffel, began a romance with Ed and helped the Biddles escape prison. The freedom didn't last long, as the brothers were both killed in a gun battle, and Soffel, is her name, was seriously injured.
How you gonna? I'm so. I don't think I would ever fall in love with somebody in jail.
I don't know. Maybe they weren't in jail, but we've fallen in, not in love, but we've dealt with some garbage people.
Oh, for sure. I've dated lots of
Red
trash.
flags.
I'm colorblind to them, but I had never dated no.
What's that one? And we got like about 5 minutes left of this episode.
This went too fast.
I know. We
Can
got
we
another.
stay on for 10 more? What time is the other one starting?
We have to get on and talk to her first. But the was it
is it Congealier?
Yeah,
Is that how you pronounce
Congealier,
it?
I think.
Also known as like the world's most haunted house.
It
like
was really
house.
gruesome, and like it's a parking lot now because I've gone over the north side, tried to find the spot. It's nothing impressive right now. I wish they would have left the house up.
Yeah.
But wasn't he doing like experiments on people?
What did they say he did? It's some sort of experimental medical procedures on people in his basement over the years. I don't know exactly what he was doing. I don't remember what the story said.
Yeah. Oh, it's called The Most Haunted House in America.
Mm-hmm.
Horrifying. It would make a horrifying movie.
I can't believe it's not a movie.
I know. There was once a house in Pittsburgh, Manchester neighborhood. It's over on the north side.
Yeah.
It was also known as the house the devil built, and it was believed to be the most haunted house in the nation. According to legend, a man by the name of Charles Congealier made a fortune in the South after the Civil War and made his way to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. He built a beautiful mansion in the 1860s at 1129 Ridge Avenue. He lived in the house with his wife, Lida, and their maid, Essie. Charles and the maid were having a secret affair, of course, until his wife overheard what was happening in 1871. She collected a knife and meat cleaver and killed the two lovers. A friend of Congealier's found Lida days later in home, rocking in a chair while she hummed lullabies to a severed head of the maid. The house remained uninhabited.
Holding it like a baby?
Maybe. The house remained uninhabited for about 20 years due to the horrific tales about the Congealiers. A railroad company purchased the home in 1892 and converted it into apartments for the rail workers. The workers complained of strange sounds and activity and refused to stay in the building. The house went back on the market. Then Dr. Brunkrichter takes an interest. Dr. Adolf, which is that name's not good, Dr. Adolf C. Brunkrichter purchased the home in 1900 upon his arrival in America. That doctor was, I'm not going to say his name again, was a recluse and never left the home or socialized with the neighbors. He would have been forgotten entirely if he hadn't been for the night on August 12, 1901, when a neighbor was startled by the sounds of a woman screaming, followed by an explosion of light from within the home. The police arrived and discovered the body of a woman missing her head. The doctor was nowhere to be found, but the police uncovered a strange laboratory with the severed heads of 5 more women. Notes found in the laboratory revealed that the doctor had been performing experiments on the heads to keep them alive after decapitation. The doctor was never...
some crazy
yeah,
shit.
Nasty. The doctor was never found, but in 1927, a man was arrested in New York claiming to be the doctor. The man was drunk and told police stories about his experiments in Pittsburgh, along with the locations of more bodies. Police searched locations, but were unable to find any bodies. The man was imprisoned and referred to as the Pittsburgh Spook Man by the newspapers.
Hi, Mike.
He was later
Hi,
deemed
Ollie.
harmless and released from prison. He was never heard from again.
Damn.
And then Congelier's house began to have a reputation for being inhabited by spirits, haunted, and attracted those interested in psychic and supernatural phenomena. Remember, back in the day, they had that whole like spirituality movement where there are lots of psychics, but there's also lots of charlatans.
Yeah.
Medium Julia Murray and inventor Thomas Edison were both believed to have visited the home in the 1920s. Murray was said to have detected a gruesome spirit that she believed had the potential to kill and the power to travel beyond the house. Edison had traveled to the house while working on a device that would allow him to communicate with the spirit world. The house sat empty until the Equitable Gas Company purchased it. They converted the home again into apartments for their immigrant workers. You just need to stop. The men living in the building heard demonic voices and discovered 2 of their fellow workers dead in the basement.
Damn.
It appeared as if the men had been murdered, but there was nowhere for a killer to escape. The other workers immediately moved out of the house. The Equitable Gas Company itself remained in the neighborhood, but on November 14th, 1927, workers were attempting to repair a leak atop a massive natural gas storage tank. A giant flame erupted from the tank and sent the container in the air. The eruption sent debris and human remains everywhere. More tanks began to explode, creating more large fireballs. The smoke and destruction were visible for miles. The damage reached as far as East Liberty, which is not super close to the north side.
No, not at all.
The house at 1129 Ridge Avenue was only 2 blocks from the site of the explosion. The house itself was completely demolished, leaving only a large crater behind. Locals believe the house was transported back to hell.
Damn.
Although the house is no longer standing, many believe the original location of the home is a hot spot for spiritual activity. It is said that spirits are tortured. Souls have been spotted wandering the highway that was built on the location of the house.
The cemetery still remains.
Okay.
It's somewhere in the woods, like behind where the house was built.
Yeah.
I think we should go searching for it.
Yeah. I don't think the parking lot's going to be too exciting, but maybe.
Maybe
I went there during the day, and I had my client with me, like my client Fern. He's my homie.
You took Fern there?
Yeah, we just drove through it. We and Fern have gone like a few places.
I love Fern.
Yeah, he's down for whatever. But like it was during the day. There was traffic. It wasn't that impressive. So
we'll have to go back.
Yeah,
see if we can.
Hi Holly. Hi
Feeling
Mike.
energies.
Hi Marshall.
Hi Marshall. Broken souls.
Yeah. So it's 7:31, and
but there's so many more haunted places. Like
maybe we'll do another episode one of these days.
I have so many.
Not the next episode, but like maybe.
What's our next episode? Do we even know? She doesn't even know what we're talking about.
I don't.
We'll be like ready to get on air, and she's like, "What are we talking about again?" I'm like, "We were just talking about it."
I got too much. I'm making candles.
I know, my special little girl.
I'm making candles right now.
Yeah.
Bigfoot's
We
hairy.
are making candles, but she's making candles.
The scent right now, it smells very good. It's Bigfoot's hairy butthole.
Yeah, it smells like Fruit Loops.
The room is filled with Bigfoot's hairy butthole right now.
It smells delicious.
But yeah, when we have different conventions, we will be selling those.
Yeah, we're gonna have lots of different merch. Well, not lots, but we're gonna have.
We have a good amount of stuff though.
Yeah.
Lots of stuff that like has our name on it and logo. We have many logos.
We're gonna have hats and T-shirts and candles, and I'm gonna sell some of my jewelry that I make.
Yep.
At these conventions. Yep. So all my dead shit.
We got bone jars and different things.
Lots of dead bugs, lots of dead animals.
Yeah.
Bones. Hi, Lori.
Hi, Lori. I know.
Thanks. I know.
All right, guys. Well, we will be back in 2 weeks. What is
I'm
that?
sad we're getting off.
I know.
I want to keep talking.
We're going to go talk to Holly, so we need to keep that up. March 20th. My birthday's next Wednesday, so I'll tell you what my Cash App is. No, I'm just kidding.
No, for real, because mine's at the end of the month.
Yeah. So, this weekend we have our first ever Girls and Ghouls event. You should have got a shirt out real quick and show them.
Oh, do you want me to real quick?
Well, show them one of the bags.
Okay.
We got these little bags. Anybody that comes to one of our events gets these adorable bags. We got little fun stuff
some
filled
goodies in there, some ghosty socks, a face mask, some little treats,
little resin ghosts. There's gonna be some other stuff in there.
Stickers.
Yes.
Yeah.
But,
so we're gonna have these at all of our Girls and Ghouls events.
It's gonna be very fun.
Yeah.
Thanks, Mike. Yeah. So definitely, we still have 2 tickets for Hinsdale. We're at Wildwood this weekend, but Hinsdale in April, we still have 2 tickets. It's very intimate. We're only selling 10 tickets.
Okay.
And then us 3, Brooke, you and I. But yeah, only 10 people we're permitting to come with us. So
I like it when the groups are smaller.
Yeah. And then June, we have the Hoover House, which is over by Gettysburg. Pamela Berry, who runs Gettysburg Battlefield Bash, and her husband, Steve, they have this amazing place. I haven't been there yet. I've seen pictures. I've been told by everybody how amazing it is. So that's going on.
That'll be exciting.
In June 28th, I believe. And with that one, you can there's a few, I think there's like 4 or 5 rooms. You can either pay for a room and you can share the room. There's a separate price for the actual investigation. But if you want to stay somewhere else and just come for the investigation, you can do that too. That's a different price and it's a little bit cheaper if you're on a budget. But we will make it a memorable time either way.
Of course.
Yeah. So that's all. I will see you guys. She will see you guys. March 20th is our next episode. Okay, love you. Bye.
Bye. We did that at the same time.